You know what? I'm a very frustrated with this pointer thing in C++. It's been 2 weeks since I started learning C++, and now the pointers are making things confusing to me, honestly. Like, mm, sometimes you are pointing to an address of the value, hmm, of a variable. The other times you are doing like value on the and that on that on the address to a pointer, and sometimes you are pointing to a pointer itself, and that is quite confusing. Like, of course we are working with the memories, and that is important. Like, that is why is C++ and fastest language. But the issue with it is harder to understand what we are doing in easy way, like in some way when you are focusing on, wait a second, in one way you are focusing on something, the other way you are doing something too. I guess it's good, and that's make really harder for me to understand actually. Like, there is, you use one time asterisk, so it's a pointer, and you need to initiate this thing. And the other time when you, like, when you do when you do two times asterisk, you are pointing to a pointer who are pointing to the other variable, and sometimes even three. It is sort of confusing, like what you are doing, it's why you are doing. Like, pointer itself is taking some sort of memory on computer and also our variable too, and when we are pointing it, what the fuck we are doing here? It is hard for me to understand it. Well, anyway, hmm, that was really, it is like a week 2 of me learning C++. And honestly, I got really bad, really good at C++. Now I can solve some of the math and array and some of loop questions from this lead code, and I am really confident about at least this basic thing. Of course I have not got to the point of class and structs, although I did use those into my problems, and I understand what is this and how, what are what are these functions are doing in C++, but actually I don't get it quite well. I am learning and it is really good. Just a second. All this. So it is C++, since it's my first coding language I am learning, and also the last coding language I am learning. I don't have any plan to learn any other languages since Unreal using C++, and I have no worries about learning the other language. Python is easy but sort of confusing to me. Not in terms of the language itself, but things like magic happening in C++. Like, I know that what I am doing, to be exact, but in Python, a lot of thing happening sort of magically. You type some sort of verbs and boom, that happens. Oh wow, very good. And yeah, that's why I don't have any plan to learn it. But I found that in a lead code, Python is a lot better than C++, but rather I am right now sticking with C++. And actually finish some of the books, like this primer C++, then this effective modern C++, then there is a game programming C++, game development C++, and also this game engine development in C++. These sort of books I have planned to finish within next year, and also in within this year I have planned to actually finish like two books, basic C++ primal book and this modern C++. Also, I have decided to, I have planned to solve like 20 hard question, couple of mid-level questions, and mostly about 300 easy questions to actually get used to with the language itself. That is what I'm planning, and with consistency, I am with consistency I am getting better at understanding what I could do with this, with the problem I am facing. So yes, it is, and it is really good, and I'm honestly understanding the stuff right now. That is also very pleasure for me. Huh. Now there is an update about my game project, because finally I have decided some of the key places on map, and the size of a map, and how it will feel to a player. There is a, like, I am trying to make a AAA game since I don't have any idea, but what I realize is, the thing is, there is no certain or 100% way to say that the project will finish in future, even in future. But what I really believe is that I should start out, I should make some progress, and then let the world or you to decide whether the project should be finished or not. I have like 5 years. I have my 5 years. I talk with my parents that will that be okay if I don't earn any money for 5 years, but only focusing on learning, only focusing on learning, and on only focusing on learning in this project. Because I believe that maybe not I will, maybe not we are making like GTA 5. No, we are not, and honestly we can't. The budget is insane, and though they have really expert people, I am learning. I am really in the bottom, maybe not in the bottom, but in the deepest point of sea. And really I don't have any idea of how game illiterative processes are working, how the pipeline is working, when the development is working, what sort of problems the game devs face. And then this pointer thing which I have faced today is sort of horrible to understand what is the fuck I am doing. That's why sometimes I feel like, why am I doing, like, let's live a normal life. But honestly, since I have no option but to keep going and make some progress, like, let's just take an example of I do one task a day, then within 5 years it will be more than 1800 tasks. It is like more than good than nothing, right? And that's what every time motivate me to keep going. Today I have learned quite a lot of about variables, about different types of components, like references and pointers, this thing in quite a couple. But while I am solving the problems which include structs, which include classes, which include vectors, although these are the advanced couple, like a step ahead thing. But since I'm learning from AI and those tools, I'm really getting an idea of how the programming is working. And really today I really feel like that I do not having problem with math problems, like understanding like multiplication of rays, maybe the how can I say that, the sum of numbers in particular range, then finding a double version, the double element into the array and remove it, then finding the majority version, majority number in the array, and this sort of things I do not having problem with this thing. And with and this is actually really good progress, because when I talk with my one of my friend and talk about that I am not having problems with these kind of problems, they say that you really did made a good progress over this 15 days. Since first of all, I have never programmed it in my life, and honestly I'm the guy who having issues with html in my school time. Yes, I do having issues with html. Well, that is a whole another thing to sometimes talk about, but yes, I'm this sort of guy, and I have never learned computer. Like ever, like in India, computer is sort of like a, I would say that sort of like a omit, or maybe no, sort of like an option in our schools. Maybe not in our school, but it was in my school actually. Because, and honestly, none of my friend, or even me, none of my friend, including me, ever focused on computer lecture, because our our teacher was so freaking insane that they are mostly giving us an MCQ, and they said that just freaking learn those MCQs and options. The same thing will happen. The same thing will be coming onto an exam. This sort of school I have gone through. Well, I would not say that was a school's mistake, since in India, when you join a science stream or any other streams, the computer is never been valued much. In schools you do have computer lab, but often those computers are so old that that you might say that it is from like 2000 years, and just and some of them are just not even working. That was the whole thing in my school. Well, although my school was pretty good from the computer side, because it had some good but it had some good computers and we have used it, which is really good. But in my other schools, when I go through like my child time, my like teenage time, there wasn't no really good. There was no, I would say none of that school had a really good computer lab. Even they had maybe like one computer. Ha! This was not even I want to talk about. Hmm. But yeah, I am having issues with pointers. But what I since today I have made couple of decisions about how the world I want, how player will interact with the map and the location which is the game is based on, which name is Kojima. Yes, the long island in terms in English meaning. So, and there are a couple of characters I have finalized, which include our main character Nekomaru, his wife Pinky, one of his rival, and also the friend, which is Inumon. Then there are a couple of other characters which helps on activities such as like on exploration, understanding the past event, history of the world, and other stuff. You will meet Nico. Nico is the human cat. Nico is the human cat who help you explore the entire island, and also what was the past event, what was the like current event is happening throughout the island and stuff like. Nico is a lot of curious person and always remain explorative person. I guess I'm right. Then there is couple of people. There is a leader of Nekozoku, the clan Nekozoku, Yuma. He is the person who help us understand the leadership thing, how we will how we will lead our clan Nekozoku to better life, and also at better point in status, that all those stuff. Since the main story is revolve around Nekomaru, and Nekomaru called is invited to Kujima invited to Kujima because the Uma, the leader of Nekozoku, wanted to have his retirement and make make the make Nekomaru the other leader. But since he have no really good skills of leadership, Yuma is going to teach him how to lead. Then there is a One Piece Doji. This is the name of my in-game character, in-game IDs, but I have made this into the character of the game itself too. What is what is really good about is this character is the most dangerous character in this world, and also this no one knows who is this character really. Like, this character wear a mask and always remain ground and talking nonsense mostly, but he is the best strategist who can avoid fight anytime he want and can destroy any clan if he wants. But he choose life over every fight and other stuff. If there is an instinct of surviving and all, he will do something, but unless that, he will do nothing. He just might go to the sushi restaurant on Chef Kyo and have some sushi. He's really good guy, a very friendly guy. Then there is other character like girlfriend of Nico, which is who is a fishman, actually the female fishman, and girlfriend of Nico, and and like activate on the beach side like Kujimahama. There there she will gives us fishing activities, more activities relevant to ocean and water things, and there will be really fun. There will be a lot of water activities in game. Then there is oh wait a second, there I should be saying hmm hmm then there is Sayo. hmm Sayo, this is the character who is a ghost, actually the shrine ghost. His she's nickname is a shrine ghost, and she you will see her on the mountain, which is the mini ghostopia, the area of mini ghostopia. Really fun game, but really fun place, but it is still under my imagination, and I am trying to pull it into the, I would say, words. But I have rather than not good idea. But the main idea about this thing is, this is the where ghost and evil spirits are living on a current timeline. Yes. And there is a last there is a last character, which is her name is Murasaki is a police chief and the human owl. Yes, the human owl, who is like totally give you the gigs about new schemes which is happening onto Kojima, and also some of the police gigs, maybe police activity, or maybe helping him to capture some of gangster or yakuza, or maybe something other than that. Because she is the like a bridge between government, clans, and this underworld. She will be the really key player. She will be the really key player on the key character on the on our game. Yes. And yes, like there are some things. There are places. So Kojima City, then Nekojima, then Inushima, then there is a mini Ghostopia, then Kujihama, Sinko and Kyuko. These are the seven key places which is like which is like the most time where player will navigate to. Yes, these are the places where player mostly will navigate to and play through. Yes, and these are the like most ideas I get until now. And what I'm planning is just work on chunks of this thing, maybe make a gray boxing, use free assets from marketplaces and other thing, but mostly focus on the feeling of the overall game. And within this 5 years of span, understand how the game is developed, how the things are working, how the things are connecting each other into one experience, and this kind of stuff, and actually finish sort of playable sort of playable demo. Actually, these are the whole idea about my 5 years of journey. And I don't have any like my 5 years old, if my 5 years after after version is watching this video, I want to say this, did you have finished this thing, huh? If you do, that's really amazing. You know what, you are the really consistent person I have ever seen, and congratulations, because you actually did it. And thank you so much for, huh